Supposed to be rainy and cold. So.
Hi, everybody online. Can you hear me?
Good morning.
Somebody give me a thumbs up. Okay, there we go. Fantastic. Hi, everyone. Welcome to winter.
Winter round two.
Yeah. I know, right? Well, it is what it is. We live here for a reason. I don't know why, and we do. So we get to embrace it. Happy Tuesday.
Yeah.
So let's raise the energy in the roof. No, raise, that's the roof. That thing right there. Let's do that. Let's fill some buckets. Who's got some gratitude that they want to share?
I do.
Yes.
This guy.
Thank you.
Always with me every step of the way for all my stuff. Yeah,
Fantastic.
really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeff. Anybody else? Bucket fills. Gratitude.
I forgot last time to thank Katie Litke for sending my entire family to a wild game. She said, thank you for the help, because I guess I've helped her. And we literally got the whole fam. It was awesome.
So fun.
It was and it was against the Penguins, and that's Ezra's favorite team because he likes Penguins playing in the snow.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Katie, for on here.
So
for being
fun.
here.
I don't know if she's on, but we'll make sure that she feels the love. All right, who else?
She's not here unless she's on. Laura Elder.
She's on.
Laura, thank you for all the work that she put into the legacy dinner last week.
I second
It was
that.
awesome.
That was so fun, huh?
Super fun.
Well, it was amazing. She's saying, thank you, Beth. And thank you to Trent for his videography skills and capturing the evening. That
Very
was
amateur, but
no, super
Fun.
good, super fun, fantastic. It was a good night. We had a good time. So we're looking forward to seeing many, many other folks as the years go on, coming and joining us. So perfect. Okay, one more.
Did you ever say what the legacy was like? Yeah, I know that. Everybody else?
So the legacy group is anyone that's with KW for 10 years or more. Then you're considered the
and
legacy.
how many people did we bring in?
Laura may know the exact number.
Laura, do you know the exact number of the people that we inducted into legacy? She typed it. 40.
Wow.
Wow.
Yep.
Pretty awesome.
Mhm. That's kind of cool in our market center, huh?
Yeah, it is. Do we know how many are going to get it next year?
No.
4 or 5.
At least
We
one.
know someone.
We know someone. A little salty.
So someone was making the cut.
You sure that anniversary date's right?
9.5.
Believe me, we checked. We're like, holy smokes. I called Beth. I'm like, check, double check.
You know what's funny is I went into reports and tried to find her date because I was like, if they missed that,
We're in big trouble.
something's going down.
I just think it's that she looks so young. They thought that.
Yeah,
There's
Yeah,
no way I
probably.
could have been in.
There's just no way.
There wasn't
Wait.
9.5.
Actually. Yes, it was a very fun event. Did we get the third fill bucket? Yeah, we did. Got third bucket fill. All right. Is anybody else? Because I don't want to stop if anybody else feels gratitude and it's just bursting in their soul and they can't help but say thank you to somebody. Okay. Huge congratulations to Miss Shelley Holtz for capping, our newest capper, and congratulations to Shara. Shara capped, and I don't know if you saw, she's been with us for a whopping 6 months.
And she's also. And has a full-time
Yeah, and
job.
she's-
Yes.
And has a full-time job, and has 2 Great Danes and likes long walks on the beach. She rocked it.
Coladas.
Yes, congratulations. She can't even hear us because she will watch this later. So she watches all the video trainings and team meetings after school. So huge congratulations. So it's a testimony that this can be done. This can be done. And congratulations to Steve for his first closing with Keller Williams Select. Congratulations. Woohoo. One big huge clap for all. Nice. Yep. Good job, everybody. That Minnesota rhythm. What's happening in the Market Center? So today we have our Minnesota broker class with our wonderful Alexis Beyondich. Tomorrow we've got our Win with Sellers. So Shelley's going to be teaching that at 1 o'clock here in the Market Center. And then of course we have our 66-day health and wellness check-in on Wednesdays at 2. Don't forget, we have Red Day coming up on May 12th. And we're going to speak to that in just a couple of minutes from our culture committee. Yet don't forget, May 12th, put it on your calendar right now. Take out your phone. Block it out so that you don't put appointments on there or any CE. Just,
It's online.
or just kidding.
For the 66-day challenge,
Yeah,
did they start that on a certain day or like, can you come in and start?
I
We
think they-
started
Be on a 33.
last week, but if you want to come in and hang, it doesn't matter. when you come.
59-day
It's just an
challenge.
accountability, is it just, so it's just
It's
a.
accountability
it's just
and your
accountability.
goal.
Okay,
And I give.
Alright. all right. Sounds good.
Yay. Just choose one thing. And we are doing our shift book club. So we finished with the one thing and now we're rolling into the shift book club. And our wonderful Wendy Woodbury it's not Jen Maines, it's Wendy Woodbury that's going to be facilitating that. I will help with that as well, so that we can move through that book. But I promise you, it is amazing and very important to go through. We can open that up to all of our commercial folks as well, because there is a shift commercial book as well. So we can open up that.
Hey Jen,
Yes, sir.
we have a question in the chat from Jake. He wanted to know the importance of Red Day.
Oh, that is such a good question. And we're going to talk about that in just a couple of minutes because I'm gonna have the culture committee talk about that. It's a wonderful company-wide holiday that we shut down our business and we go and help in the community. So thank you for that question. I forget sometimes. So thank you. So we'll have Robert speak to that with Chris and it's Ally's on as well in a couple of seconds. Noah, come on up. Talk about our marketing stuff. Hey, how about these slides?
Yeah,
Did
they're
you see the
beautiful.
update?
Mhm.
Congratulations and thank you to Melissa for all of her hard work in putting that together. So yay. I'll fill your bucket.
We just have a couple new ones. These are my two favorite ones that have come out in the last couple of weeks. The Command app, it got an update, and this is something that I've been hearing a lot of is why can't we do opportunities? You can now, you can't like put in documents and everything, but you can see all of your opportunities and you can create them, edit them. It just came out maybe a week ago, but that is a possibility. And it's right on your dashboard inside of the Command app. And then the other one is right inside of your opportunities. You can see is a new tab. It's for marketing. So it will automatically create a couple of social ads that you can use, some options, some designs. It's only for listings right now, but it's kind of cool. It automatically creates some for you. So you can go ahead and use those and post them or use them as you please, but they're already in there for you. And then one thing I mentioned last team meeting was the magazine that's coming out for Q2. It's supposed to come out later today, so I will be posting that on Facebook whenever it does come out. But it has all the helpful articles and it's already created for you. So I'll be posting that on Facebook when it does come out. And then as always, schedule a meeting, call me, email me if you have any tech issues, tech questions, or you just want to chat on the phone because I'm available for that.
That's awesome. I love how they keep coming up with new stuff every single day. Our MCA moment, Beth, come on down. Come on down. Any questions for Noah? Tech stuff, anybody running into any opportunities cleverly disguised as challenges inside of Command?
Oh, I did have one
Inside of
issue.
opportunities.
I tried to send a mailer last week and every time I got to the billing page, no matter what card, I mean, I went through like 5 different cards and it would just say error. I couldn't finish what I was trying to do, so I couldn't mail them out. And I've mailed before and I've never had problems. So do you know if is that like a known issue right now?
I did hear about that.
You
yesterday,
did?
So I can talk to you afterwards
Perfect.
and we can look into yours personally and
Beautiful.
I'll find the notes.
That's all I needed.
I was having an issue and I reached out and they told me to open it up in a incognito something.
I always run it in incognito, so I wasn't.
Okay.
Try a different browser too. Sometimes that helps weirdly enough.
Yeah.
I know Chrome is our friend, but
So try in Safari?
Yeah.
Really?
try it and see
Okay.
if that
But it's
helps.
also a known issue, so it might be something.
Okay.
Maybe no one knows better stuff. I just know that happened to me this week too, and I was like, you know, where is this going? And
Cool.
she was like, you pump the brakes, lady. Just open it up in an incognito.
That's the deal.
All right.
So, well, yeah. okay.
Perfect.
All right, so I am going to talk about staff and the leadership team. Just want to kind of give an overview of what every single one of us do in a nutshell. Before I start, a couple of things is on our AV Agents website, there is a page with all of this on it. And also I tell people if you're ever in doubt, email or call the front desk and she can probably help you. And if not, she can route you to the right person. So just wanted to give that kind of tip if you don't know exactly who to go to. So Noah is our tech trainer. His top 3 things are command, tech audits, and compliance. Melissa, as our director of agent services, her main things are agent onboarding, licensing, marketing events, and social media marketing. Maggie is our team leader administrative director who's going to have a baby in like 3 weeks. She is Jen's right arm. So she helps Jen with all things, does operations, recruiting programs, and social media for that. Michelle is our legal compliant review. So when you hear me say that our broker reviews files on Tuesdays, Michelle is our legal broker and has to approve all files that are paid out. Jen is in charge of growing our market center and oversees. She just hangs out, eats bonbons, you know, that kind of stuff. Oversees all of our strategies, maintains our culture, that kind of stuff. I am our market center administrator, CFO, and my roles are all things accounting, commissions, oversees all the staff and any HR issues. Jared is playing dual role at the moment. He is obviously our OP, oversees the strategies and visions of the market center, and he is also currently our Wisconsin broker. So if you have any legal questions or forms questions on Wisconsin, you can reach out to him. Faith is our director of first impressions. She does her office stuff, answers the phone, does your MLS input listings, and can help with any scheduling for the conference room. She's also going to be managing our select leads program that you'll be hearing more and more about. Alexis, our Minnesota broker, does obviously all things Minnesota. So if you have any questions or on forums or anything like that, reach out to her. And then Owen is our shared services coordinator. We are going to be rolling out some marketing suites, some transaction coordinating, and social media information that he will manage and can help you all with. So any questions?
What questions can we answer?
Yeah. I know it's hard, you know, like there's so much other stuff that we do. And that's why I always say, if you can, if you're in doubt, go to the front desk first or me, and we can send you to the right person. So.
Good.
Cool.
All right, thanks, guys.
This will be on our KW Select Agents website. It's also on our Grow with KW Select or growwithkwselect.com website. So if you have any questions, also, we want to make sure that you get your questions answered if you're dealing with something in the field. So if you have questions and need to know who to call for the agent on call, you go to the KW Select Agents website, go to the calendar. On the calendar, you can click on their name and it has all their contact information right on it. So you can call, text, send a homing pigeon, they will answer your questions. Okay, agent on call, kwselectagents.com, calendar, click on the link, it'll have all their contact information. All righty. ALC, so our Agent Leadership Council. This is our ALC for 2022. And I just noticed one quick thing on there that we'll update before we put this on the website. But one of the things that we want to discuss within our market center is community building. it's really important to be part of a community. And some of that comes from, well, just anything in life. We all need people. What we have found is the very best way for you to get engaged and immersed in the Market Center is to join a committee. So the Agent Leadership Council, all of them have volunteered their time, effort, energy, and talents into pouring back into the Market Center. They do this through not only our monthly meetings, but also leading committees. And so I wanted to give each one of our ALC members, the chairs and the co-chairs and the members of the committees, opportunity to do a 30-second commercial for each of you to know what they do, so that you can then say, oh, that aligns with what I feel is important in our industry, and I want to be a part of that. And I'd love for you to then reach out to that committee chair and volunteer to participate. When you get involved, you become part of the community. And when you become part of the community and you have a question about a deal that's blowing up on a Friday night at 8 o'clock, and you call the person that you're on the committee with, because you guys have just talked about the next greatest thing that you're initiating in the Market Center, they will pick up the phone at 8 o'clock at night on a Friday. Together, we all achieve more. So our growth committee is led by Wendy Woodbury, Dawn Crow, Sue Evans, and then the administrative liaison, the staff person that is helpful in making sure that all of the things are implemented, is Maggie. So the growth committee is Wendy Woodbury, Dawn Crow, and Sue Evans. Would anybody like to give the 30-second? Wendy, do you want to speak?
I was nominated.
You were nominated. Awesome.
So yes, Growth Committee, we are all about building your passive income through profit share. So if that is something you want to do, we are kind of an accountability group where we'll think of ideas, we'll think of activities, and just being in having those conversations with your co-broke agents, with other people that you think might be great in the industry. And then of course, sharing the KW opportunity. So if you would like to join us, if you want to grow your profit share, we meet the third Tuesday after the ALC meeting at 12:30-ish. How long our meeting is. But yeah, we would love to have anybody that's interested in growing your profit share.
Wonderful. Thank you. The Productivity Committee is led by Jeff Carlson, Alexis Beyondich, and Troy Groutman. And then a subcommittee of that is the Health and Safety Subcommittee, and Holly Stomberg runs that. And then Melissa is the liaison from the staff that works with the Productivity Committee. So Jeff, tell us a little bit about the committee and see who wants to join you all.
Sure. So as you mentioned, the people that you listed, we have a very strong committee, a lot of doers. Really,
as I hear Alexis laughing over here. We do.
And so we, we would love anyone to join. Our focus is to do a mastermind or a panel discussion twice a month, which are very valuable. I mean, Alexis leads both of those many times, or other people do. Mega agent interview every month. Lisa Sorvig leads that, and that's very fantastic. Tech videos, we've had Cora has been doing those as well. And then, like you mentioned, we have health and safety. So we're doing things like the unfortunately the yoga class got canceled, like yoga, nutrition, the police officer that came in. So, but I would really, anyone that's, I would say, especially if you're a younger agent, just coming in, getting to meet some of these people that I've learned a lot from them, and it's a great group to be part of. I joined the group last year, Productivity Committee, and now I'm part of the ALC this year. So it's a good way to give back. Like, Devin had thanked me, but I think that's our culture, right? Is to give back and help people and feel good when you give back. So, and having that perspective of others and what do we need to help community grow and grow their business is great. So was that 30 seconds?
It was good. You did great.
It was still worth it.
33, but it was awesome. We have really, guys, we have probably the well, we do. We have the best education provided within our market center. Time and time again, from agents outside of our market center will see our trainings, and they speak volumes. So thank you. Our finance committee is led by Ryan Gunvalson and Cherie Smith. And the liaison is, of course, Beth for that committee. Who would like to share? Ryan, there you are.
Hey, I'm here. I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
We sure can.
Awesome. I had to switch from my whatever. I wasn't getting reception where I'm at in the office here, but yeah. So the finance committee. So myself, Beth, Cherie, looking for people. Let me explain what it is a little bit. But the finance committee is kind of built to allow the market center to keep control of the finances, to keep a pulse on the numbers. And so if you know, in doing so, we're trying to come up with creative ways to, you know, offset costs, reduce costs, provide value, you know, when we can to the agents in the market center, while also trying to offset the cost of doing so. And I'll hit on that in a second here. But somebody that's looking to join our group, we're looking for people that like to get creative on ways to reduce costs and offset spending, basically. So we've got a couple things just to give you an idea or a glimpse of what we got in the works over at the finance committee. We're going to have, everybody's heard of Nick Baldwin, I assume, right? So he's the guy with the bald head with the glasses that does all the command stuff. We've got him coming June 7th, and it's going to be free for KW Select agents. We are going to charge a nominal fee for either outside agents or other KW agents as well. So keep an eye out. Registration is going to be coming soon for something like that. But part of our job in this particular point is we're going to be offsetting some costs and some fees so that we can have him in and do it dollar productively, so that everybody can learn, everybody can win, and make it as efficient as possible. The other thing that we're working on, just to give everybody a glimpse, is we'll call it a vendor partner program. And it's basically kind of like a subscription style program on a monthly basis, some sort of time frame associated, probably monthly, with different tiers of subscriptions that allow outside vendors to be able to be a part of our market center and offset costs for us in doing so. That gives them exposure not only in the market center but to agents, you know, and everybody else in between. So look for more details on that. But if you guys know any vendors that you've got, an example might be, everybody knows Kathy Jamber, home warranties. You know, somebody that works in home warranties, somebody that is an inspector, any of those things we're looking for. So that's a little bit about us.
Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate that.
That committee.
Yeah, he made finance sound really fun.
He's got a knack, I'm telling you. And when he speaks about the numbers, he reads through all of our financial numbers at every ALC. He reads them like they're.
It's very
Very
good.
fun.
Candy store telling you what flavors they
Yeah.
have.
It's so good.
You know.
And it's so easy to listen to. His voice is so
Yeah.
easy to listen
Yeah.
to. Michigan radio.
I try to make it as sexy as
More
possible.
than just numbers, like that's fun. That vendor program, that's gonna be fun to be a part of. So like the finance, don't think of it as just being the numbers, right? Like we're gonna bring some major value into this market center and you can be on the ground floor of that.
So awesome. Look at her stuff. But wait, there's more. She got well in her back pocket. The commercial committee is led by Jim Halber and Dave Finnegan. Noah is the liaison for that committee. And if you have any interest in the commercial world, that would be a committee that you might want to participate in, because they're very smart. And they are talking about how to streamline their business using Keller Williams systems and tools, and we're looking at growing the commercial division. So, and last but not least, the culture committee is led by Robert Stewart, Christopher Rose, and then Allie Engren, and Faith is our liaison, staff liaison for that committee. So
Chris would love to talk about this.
Chris would love, we're nominating Chris.
I've been waiting patiently through all the blah, 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 the other group.
30 seconds, Chris.
Okay, well, so this,
27.
He's good.
all right, I can reset the clock. Let's see. No, this year we really wanted to take a different approach to the culture committee. You know, we were two things, right? Number one is always Red Day. That's always the culture committee's big thing. This year, doing something very special, very different. Sarah Benson is an agent in our office. Her sister had a really horrible car accident in January, was in a coma for several weeks, and is basically just getting back home and getting back on track with life. So we wanted to do some things for her to make life easier, potentially some things at home. There was some yard cleanup. There's some different things there. And then also, sadly, while she was in a coma, her daughter, who lives abroad, lives in London, was pregnant and didn't get to tell her mom because her mom was in a coma that she was pregnant. So it was a big deal. I mean, obviously, right? I mean, you want to share those moments, but what we wanted to do is one of the things that we'd like to do for her is get her a plane ticket so she could be there for the birth of her grandchild. That's something pretty awesome. And then there was also another woman that they know that has Alzheimer's or dementia, but she just really is lonely and wants people to talk to her and play games with her and stuff like that. So there's some stuff going on there. And then also our focus this year was basically to create a culture that no one wanted to leave. Agent retention, helping other agents. That's a big part of our culture anyway, right? So what we're going to be implementing shortly is special happy hours for new agents. So we'll probably have, one of the Toms there, possibly a closer, a title person, people that you can get connected with. And then also, us. We also talked about if you go to these events as a new agent, you could go out and have coffee with us or go have lunch with us and pick our brain and kind of get some direction on how to run your business. And we had also asked that maybe other seasoned agents that would want to give their time would also maybe get in that pool, because I think that would be pretty neat as a new agent to be able to spend some time with somebody, who's a high producer. So
It's a great group. Anything else you need to add? Yeah, I feel like you see.
Yes, if somebody was trying to recruit me to this committee, what they would have to do is tell me about the conversations they've been having. So when things like we're doing Red Day, we're helping out somebody, an agent here, but it extends way beyond that. When an agent in our market center has issues or has problems, we're the ones who go and help them. A lot of times on the down low, but the conversations we've had as this group angled towards just helping our associates. That's where I want to be, and that's where I would like some of you to be as well. Not all of you, a few of you.
Thanks, Rob. I forgot all about that. That's a very important point. That
May not make it into that group.
Yeah.
It's a very important point though, because we also talked about, rather than just Red Day and having this one day where we're, doing our thing, potentially we create a fund, or we're the force that helps agents throughout the year beyond, I'm talking in our market center versus KW Cares, you know what I mean? Or something like that. This would be just us doing in our market center. So thanks for that, Rob.
I will say that a couple of things, numbers always tell a story. And we learned on our regional call this last week that our market center is up in growth over 228%. We're up in retention 550% year over year. So I know that was one of the focuses of the ALC was retention. And I will say, numbers tell a story, and you guys have a really awesome story. So we will lose some agents. As we go into this shifted market, we're going to lose some agents from our industry. And my intention is that we don't lose agents from KW Select. It might happen. And my goal would be that it wouldn't. My goal would be that we would be the beacon for our industry that agents can come to and find all of the tools that they need to succeed within their business, balanced with the tools that they need to succeed in life. Because we don't do this, we don't live to work, right? we have a career worth having to fund our fund. Yes. So you all are awesome. And just let me know if there's stuff in the chat that I need to know. Or if they're having just really great conversation and I'm missing out on anything. Okay. So thank you, a huge thank you to our ALC and the committees. Please, please, if you're not on a committee, it's not a huge time commitment. And it will tap you into the leaders of our office, spilling their guts, sharing their stories, their wins, their learns, everything in between. 100%. Be in community. All right, speaking of community, anybody got any off-market properties that we want to sell that are coming soon or withheld right now?
I've got a really nice one coming in South Minneapolis. That'll be 350. That is 5317, like 37th or something like that. So like just west of the falls, I think. Super, super cute place. It'll be, did someone say how much?
Yeah.
350.
Excellent. Okay.
Is that sarcasm?
No, it just triggered. I've got a client for
Got
it.
it.
He's going to make a call right now.
Yeah, it's a super cute place. It's got a 1-car garage. That's the only thing I can see possibly holding it back, but I don't think it'll be a problem. It's a really, really cute place, fireplace, all the built-ins. It's got all the character that you want in South Minneapolis. So they just bought a house in Lakeville. We'll need to close by mid-June. So ready to rock on that. It's getting photographed this week. Also a really cute townhome on Satori in Chaska. We actually have 2 of them on Satori. They're identical units. Will be 385. It was built like 3 years ago. Really, really nice, bright, walking trails around. So if you have anyone in Chaska, let me know. And then we've got the Excelsior property. Some of you guys have seen that one. So probably the cheapest place in Excelsior in the last 5 years that I remember seeing. And it's not a bad house. It's small and it's on a busy street. So if you know Excelsior, when you come in off, I think it's what, 7, you take a left on Mill Street, and Mill Street's kind of one of the main roads that runs past Maynard's and then into downtown Excelsior. And it's right on there. So it's a little bit busier road, no garage, but I think it's got huge potential for a short-term rental. There's a few in that area that are getting $250 plus a night and are booked out pretty heavily. So if that's something you want to consider, needs a little bit of work, but it'll be priced at $360. And it's on Galpin Lake. So there's a bridge that goes from Excelsior over 7, I think it is, and it's right there in the corner on Lakeshore. Actually, it's not like Lakeshore you take your boat out on, but you could take a kayak or
You can watch birds.
yeah, it's got a really cool. You have one of those clocks in your house probably that's like tweet tweet every hour.
I know.
You wouldn't even need one of those. You wouldn't need one.
Because you hear the eagles,
Yeah,
you hear the. Yeah.
No, it's cute, and photos will be back on that one tomorrow. So yeah, if you've got an investor or something, that could be a really good pickup.
Hey, Jen, can you have them repeat the South Minneapolis address?
Let me send me a message because it's in here somewhere, but I don't want to hold up the meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have a few properties coming on. One Banyan Avenue in Rosemount, 2-bedroom, 2-bath townhome that just hit today for $225. It's really, really cute. We've got a 5-acre parcel with a brand new, completely renovated home in Rosemount for $575 coming on very soon. It's in the withhelds. Acreage property in Hastings, we have an appointment today, almost 6 acres, overlooks the river. Nice big house. Don't have a price on that, probably $500,000, but we have to confirm that one today. And then Cottage Grove, gorgeous, 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 1 level with a walkout basement. Absolutely beautiful home for $650. And that will, you can see that one today and buy it today if you wanted to. So we don't have it listed yet.
Are you having a party? Is Bob having a party?
Right now?
Yeah.
No.
I love that guy.
You look too happy or what?
Yeah, you did. I was like, has he already started drinking? I'm not sure. No, I'm teasing. Success Home Team, look at how cute Jessica is, doesn't want to talk. 3 bed, 1 bath, 1,200 square feet, St. Paul, going live May 5th. 280 or 290-ish. It's a cute house. It's a really cute house.
All right, Jen. I
Yeah,
got one. We've got one coming up too. 4-bedroom, 2-bath, hobby farm, 11 acres, just south of Glencoe. So if you have any clients that are looking to move out, super cool, neat property, lots of outbuildings. I think the count I had was like 8 cars. You could get like 8 if you have toys. It'd be a great place. So $399. So there you go.
fun to hear that we have listings, right?
How about new construction? So I have 2 or 3 that are actually listed, but opportunity for 100 lots. It's in Grove Heights, but it's Egan Schools, ranging from 550 to $1 million. But talk to me, if you're getting beat up by the market, we can put your people in different places. I have a pretty exclusive relationship with a builder right now, and their product is a lot more affordable than what a lot of people understand. So talk to me. Let's get some homes built.
Awesome. Okay.
Speaking of new construction, has
Yes.
anybody I've had this experience multiple times now when going into models where they are putting people in here who literally know nothing about anything and they're not licensed. And then I went to one and the sales rep had just moved over from another neighborhood, which was like a mile away. She could not answer a single question that I asked her. And she's been doing this for like 15 years. I'm not going to say names, but you've probably done the deal with her. I'm like, how much is this model we're standing in? She's like, oh, I'm not sure. I'm like, okay, how many units are you guys building here? I don't really know. I'm like,
Why are you
you're
here?
worthless. What are you doing here? Lock up and leave.
I'm sure that they have a hostess.
Oh my
They don't
gosh.
have to be licensed if they're a hostess.
So,
And they may not be able to.
yeah, no, I know that. And I think they probably do that by design on
Yeah.
purpose at times, but
Dumb like a fox.
man, it's like Chris and I were driving around because we were gonna make a little video about new construction stuff. And our big aha after it was like, navigating this as a consumer would be miserable.
It is.
So make sure you're sharing that with your people. Like,
Right.
I know we always say you need an agent in new construction too. Like, you have to tell them how terrible this is without, because we experienced it.
Think that they can.
It's so bad.
Pop anybody in there like,
It's
oh, hey,
so
you have
terrible.
pools, go talk new construction.
Yeah. And then like we found that probably 3 of them that had model hours advertised on MLS were not open during the
Not at
model
all.
hours.
Yeah.
One of them had a neon sign in the window that said open,
They weren't.
weren't there. I
Oh,
mean, it was like,
geez.
this is ridiculous. So anyways, I'm done venting, but
Well, what opportunity is that?
yeah, it's a
Like,
great
what a great
opportunity.
opportunity. If you wanted to do a reel, you might want to do a reel.
But also, if you
A
find,
video.
like, put your people on a lot.
a video.
search too, right? Don't just search for existing right now. Put your
Yeah.
people on a lot search and then call me, I'll help. Like,
Yeah.
we can help you get, homes in the ground if you find a one-off lot, I mean, obviously the numbers have to work, it's a little different, but, I'm definitely happy to walk through that with anybody.
It's awesome. Good conversations, guys. We just had this conversation this week about new construction with different agents in the coaching sessions. And it's an opportunity for all of us, especially those of us that actually know what we're doing, which is all of us.
It's an amazing
Based
opportunity
on your
to,
experience that you've had, you all can speak.
and the timing will
intelligently.
tell you that if you can get some of these people to commit to new construction now, that's a really nice payday in November, December, January, when it's a little slower for the rest of the year. So
Just being creative too, and like thinking outside the box, that's not, if you found somebody a lot or something like that, right, or in a development, I mean, there's not 7 other people that are competing. So,
All right, Tom, tell us about, speaking of money.
As you all know, rates are up. And it's been, we just came through 2 years of the best rates that we've seen in history. And so it's hard to change our mindset about that, especially with clients hearing that their buddy's locked into an interest rate of 2 and something or 3 and something. Right now, we're still looking at historical good rates. And so when you talk to the clients, they have to, we just came out of a pandemic. We came out of something where, yes, you may have missed that opportunity, but still we're at pretty darn good rates. It's
What
not
are
free
they
money.
today?
What are they today?
Yeah.
Well, it depends.
What were they last time you checked?
Were they 20 minutes ago?
I mean, it depends. Rate is different.
Historically
You get
low.
20% down, 10%, but you're in the 5.25 to 5.5 range. And so the bottom line is, and they're moving every single day,
Yep.
and several
Multiple
times
times a day.
throughout the day. But we're still looking at good rates. But it's also important for all of you to understand too, that any clients that you had pre-approved a year ago and they were kind of working through everything, that's changed. And so their debt to income ratios are changing as those rates go up. That's important, that not only for them to know that their payments are going to be higher, but it's also important for everybody to understand that the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac's automated findings. So what that means is whenever we get a client in, we run them through this automated system. It's like a game to find out if we can get you pre-approved. And we enter your information, your income, your everything else in the system, and that approval spits back and says approve eligible, right? If I have that, then I can write an approval letter for you. Well, if I approved somebody last year, that doesn't mean that they're approved for 3% down this year. That means you need to make sure that your loan officer is running them through the system to make sure that they actually are pre-approved with today's rates. It's a big deal. A lot of people are writing pre-approvals because they had a customer that they ran through the system last year. We go through and it's our policy to do it every single time with the adjusted rates. The other difference with that is Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have both changed their guidelines for debt to income ratios. So somebody that I could get approved last year at a 55 back ratio on an FHA deal, now I can't get them done over 50%. And with the higher rates, it's a killer. So make sure that the loan officer is doing that work in advance, and you can't just trust a pre-approval letter. Rob?
Could you speak to what we're seeing on purchase agreements with regard to the financing contingency and the cap interest rate that we put on there?
So do you want to know what you should put as a cap, or if it's okay to put market?
Don't
Yeah.
put market. No.
Yeah,
No,
so-
don't put market.
So as far as how on your end of things, I would see if this is answering your question correctly, I'm not sure, but I would see rates getting up to maybe up to 6. And I don't know what happens if all of a sudden somebody locks in at 6.25 and they have a purchase agreement that says 6.
It's contingent on the interest rate.
Right.
It is.
Write it in
So
there. You don't write market.
don't write market, write a rate, talk to your lender about the rate that would be appropriate for your offer. And then it is contingent on that interest rate.
So that conversation sounds like, okay, I'm writing this offer for a client. Are they approved for this property up to say 7%?
Yeah.
And you would say yes or no.
Right.
Yeah. That part of the contract is there for a reason. It's
It
there
is.
because I have a client that may get may be approved at 5.5%, but if rates go up to 6 and we haven't locked in yet, and they can't lock in until after the inspection period, that's the conversation. You could say, hey, would Joe be approved at 6.5%? And I would say, yeah, for sure. Yes or no. But
And as listing agents, those are questions we can ask of the lender.
We need to.
Yep.
If you're getting an offer, regardless of what the purchase agreement says, you should be asking questions like, when was the last time the opinion was ran through the underwriting system or the desktop automated approval system? Because if it wasn't done recently, it's not relevant, and they can change daily, multiple times a day. So when you're getting offers in, it's not just, are they approved? It's how recently were they approved? And having that conversation with the buyer's lender.
Is it a good way to mitigate that risk to just check the other box too, that they lock within 5 days or whatever it is?
You could, but 5 days from now it could be. I mean, we have seen 0.5 point changes in rate in a day from the morning to the afternoon. So
So I guess the only thing that protects you from is dragging it out.
Yeah.
You'd know within those couple of days, but.
Well, and what if you did
there's
this?
risk.
Like, what if you did this as a listing agent? Look, I haven't run this by Alexis, so.
Say it.
Here we
Say
go.
it.
This is why I said it's not the managing broker. Okay, so if you're a listing agent and you're gonna be putting a house on the market, What if you did it pre-inspected? What if you got it pre-inspected so that, now granted, buyers are always welcomed and encouraged to have their own inspection. And if they're more concerned about their interest rate going up, and they can eliminate making it contingent on an inspection if it's only contingent upon approval of the inspection report, you can cut down those days and then not risk the inspection or the interest rate going up
And then lock immediately.
and lock immediately.
That's assuming that the rates now are gonna be better than they are in a month, and we don't know that.
Sometimes we have to wait for executed contracts, and executed contracts could come in delayed manner, just that the interest rates have gone up in the time when, before the buyer offered and the seller signed.
Sure.
That they're literally fluctuating that much and that quickly. So there's not much specifically that can be done other than, but I will say that when we talked about in the last team meeting, that commitment date, like putting that commitment date in the calendar to check to make sure that you have that letter from the lender. I think you should also be now talking about checking in with the buyer's agent and the buyer's lender. When did they lock the rate? And is it under the percentage that's listed in the purchase agreement? As a proactive approach to make sure that your contract is in fact enforceable. Does that make sense?
Mark?
I think this may be a good reason to list your houses earlier in the week, because God knows these lenders don't work on a weekend.
Yeah, it's true. No, it's not. Anything else around kind of the temperature of the market? Because I think these are all the things that we're wondering, right? Are these the questions? Have we lost deals within the last, 72 hours because they no longer qualify?
Yes, yes. People that were qualified for 350 are now coming in at 285, 290 or whatever.
Which
I mean,
totally changes the scope of what they can buy, right? It's
Exactly.
no, exactly.
crazy, yeah. like-
I had one looking top of their budget, so when they went up, they couldn't, we canceled.
So are you asking where is it gonna go?
Yeah,
Yeah, Tom.
Tom, tell me right now.
Oh, you're brave.
You can have a seat.
I don't know where, I didn't think it would be as high as it is.
Can you also speak on Braille if you have time, please?
That sounded like you were ordering from an old McDonald's.
Yeah. I'm so sorry, we couldn't hear you. Hi, Lola. Do you want to tap?
Sorry. Hi. I was wondering, Tom, could you speak up? I'll type it up.
Okay, so the answer, a lot of the analysts think that we have hit the high. But nobody really knows. So I can't predict where we go. I also think we've hit the high. The last 2 days have been the first green days that we've seen in a long time.
Okay.
In green by meaning that bond market is up, meaning interest rates are coming down. So green is good. So rates in the last 2 days have made improvements like we haven't seen in a while. Which is great. But that's brought on by the negative news on the housing market. So that it's a trade-off. So anyway, I think that the answer to your question might be have we hit the top? I think we're close to it. Could they get worse? Yes.
When we were down at Mega Leadership, Gary was talking about how the government, the way in which they slow down the market to combat the inflation. Of course, we've talked about this, is they've increased interest rates. That's the lever that they do. And as humans, the government tends to do things too much. One way or the other, doesn't matter what side of the aisle you sit on. When they make an initiative, they tend to push it far, see if then they push it, and then they come back with, well, we've got to stimulate the economy. So now we're going to do programs,
stimulus programs,
first-time homebuyer programs. So I've seen some first-time homebuyer classes coming out again. So that's why I'm watching to see what. None of us have a crystal ball. None of us know what's going to definitely happen, and what else can they do to slow down besides the interest rate that they may not have done already. So that's why I'm curious if we are at the top or if we're not at the top yet.
Yeah. Again, I don't know, but most of the analysts think that we are. And then the other thing that I wanted to bring up is this, and not to sound like a broken record, but this BAT program, this cash offer program, if it's gaining a lot more traction than we actually thought. It does get expensive. I would say you should, at a minimal, understand the program and what it means and exactly what's involved with it. It's a ton of paperwork. You have to be prepared well in advance if you're going to do this program. So please talk to either myself or Tom about it so you understand it if you have customers that it might work for. So was that other question coming through?
Yeah, Lolo, did you type it in? Can you speak on low appraisals? My client came back 59,000 lower than expected.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of that. I've seen certain pockets where that's coming in, but it's happening. And you should be able to, the one thing that I would say in advance, do some research on comps that are available before you make an offer, and you should manage the expectations of your buyers if you're making offers that you don't have comps for, and let them know that possibly could happen. Because, and when I say comps, the split level and the Rambler are not comps. Similar build type, similar square footage, true comps. So understand what the appraisals are appraisers are looking at, and if they aren't there, they aren't there. So,
Tom, are you saying that you won't lock a rate until after their inspection period is done?
Yes and no. I typically would call the agent and say, hey, tell me about the house. Do you think that this is going to be, you guys have been through it. Do you think that there's a chance that they'll pull, that there's going to be more negotiating going on back and forth? If they say, you know what, it's a perfect house, it's good, I'll lock it right now. If they think, well, you know, we might use the inspection to negotiate, the furnace looked a little bit old, this and that, and we may increase or decrease the price, or it could end up we walk on the deal, then I don't.
What's the implication of locking before?
You just have to start a new file. So it's not that, you mean if you lock and then your deal goes south, it doesn't cost anything. But you have to start a new file, and then it affects us because we have a ratio that we need to maintain of loans that we lock for certain houses. So we try not to lock on properties that we think are not going to close, but it happens.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Very informative. Thank you very much. I am going to pull a change real quick because I want to make sure that we talk on sellers pricing strategies. And so I will hold off on what I'm going to speak about. And Abby, can you do a Facebook Live video or something to post in our private Facebook group about what you were going to say for marketing?
For sure. I was going to actually it's just a demo. So I was going to do that anyway. So that's perfect.
It all works. Okay, come on, Alexis. I think it's just important for us to talk about money. It's important to talk about pricing, both on the buy side and on the sell side. So here's where this thought process came from. We're seeing a spotty market, So some things are shifting more quickly than other things. We are seeing where there are homes that have gone on the market that are still getting 16 to 18 offers and selling for 80 grand or 50 or 75 grand over. And we're seeing ones that are on the market and they have had 20 showings and no offers. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about seller pricing strategies, and Alexis is prepared to do that.
Prepared to speak quickly. Okay, so I have a class today at 1 o'clock. I don't have any particular topic planned. I'm happy to do a mastermind. I'm happy to go over how to run CMAs, how to do pricing, like actual scenarios. And so if you want to come, I'll give value to you in whatever way you think is valuable. If there's just a group of people of us and we just want to do masterminding about the market, dive in a little bit more, happy to do that as well. Separately, broker related topics. I have been seeing an increased need from you guys for my help that goes beyond just answering your questions and letting you guys run with it, where I'm actually stepping in and interacting with your clients more, where they're not understanding, they're not hearing, you are you are exhausted or frustrated. And I have come in and I've interacted with your people and I've kind of helped buffer it a little bit more for you and help your people understand kind of it is the way that it is. It's not always good news that I have to share, and it's sometimes hard for you to share that information. So just know that no question is silly, happy to help. No, I will not give you an unlimited amount of time. It will be within a framework and I will be straight to the point and tactful. It's not always what they want to hear, but at least it's not coming from you. All right, pricing. So we are in a shifting market, okay? We're not just maybe in a shifting market, we are in a shifting market. The biggest thing that I want to say about pricing is if you have not been through a shifting market in your career yet, this book is a necessity for you to read, okay? I've been through this many times before. I can feel it when it's happening and I know how to plan. And my business partner, Allie, we were talking about this and she's like, you're so conservative. I'm like, we are entering a shifting market. So when I'm meeting with people, she says to me, it feels like you're underpricing the home. And I'm like, nope, I'm preparing for the shifting market. So when I meet with people and I know that they've got a house coming, whether it's 3 weeks or 3 months, I am not overpromising, right? And we are not selling our services. We are not selling the list price of the home, are we? We are selling our marketing services, our negotiation services, our specialty and expertise. And when you are prepared to price the home, you have to shift your mindset in thinking that you are underpricing the home. On page 147 of this book, pens and paper, write this down, page 147 of this book, reference this page. You can't really see it really well, but it's basically where it's saying you're going to price here, the value's here. And then the value goes down and you're going to chase it. And it goes down and you're going to chase it with price reductions. It's a simple concept that basically, if you don't price correctly right off the bat, you're not going to sell right away. And then you're going to continue chasing the price. And your seller is going to have a harder time understanding and comprehending. And at the end of the day, they're going to sell for less. We are still in a market where multiple offers are being received. I just had one listed at $399 in Lakeville. I got 4 offers. Like, are you kidding? I mean, just that price alone, it was perfect. It was great. It was a wonderful house. 4 offers. Are you kidding me? Like in the market that we've been having, it's unheard of. I'm not hearing of the 80,000 over anymore. I mean, I'm not saying it's not happening, but I'm not hearing about it. And the number of showings are down. So when you're pricing the home, I have like very little time. So I'm just trying to figure out how to get the message across. The mindset is pricing it conservatively, underpricing it because the buyers will correct the pricing in their offer strategies. Okay, so if you go in and we have a listing right now in St. Louis Park, it's at $419. We've got 20 showings, 0 activity, 0 offer activity. St. Louis Park, $419, like what? I mean, that's amazing. St. Louis Park, again, St. Louis Park, like, I mean, the hotbed of activity, that and Edina, right? South Minneapolis. I mean, there's a few hotbed areas. We need to be under 400. And the seller pushed back on us and it's just the way that it is. But the bottom line is we would have been better off at 375. 375 to 419, big difference, right? Doesn't 375 feel like you're underpricing? Practice your scripts around pricing effectively so that you get the demand and the showings. We probably need double the amount of showings that we've had in the past to get the same amount of activity that we've had in the past related to offers. 20 showings isn't enough anymore to get multiple offers. You might get 1 or 2 offers from that, if any at all. So everything is shifting, okay? We are not in a list it and it will sell market anymore. We are in a prepared correctly, priced correctly, and it will sell. If you try to be aggressive because there's something out there that makes the sellers think that that's what's going to be appropriate, you're going to be chasing the market. This is a great graph. There are great strategies around how to do that. Again, my class is, I'm just going to be available from 1 to 2. Okay, so I'm happy to run CMAs or run pricing strategies. Literally, I can show you how I do it. If you want a perspective or anything else you want help with. And then as far as offers, last team meeting, we talked about how to go through purchase agreement and take into consideration all the different components for offers. I'm curious, for those of you that have listings, what are you seeing in offer strategies that is interesting, effective, helpful, working, not working, online included? I'd love there to be for just a minute. Can you share anything that you've seen out there that's different or unique that's coming from the buyers?
We lost one this weekend where we were the highest offer and the
But
agent
not the
actually,
first offer.
yeah, the agent actually told me, he's like, if this was my house, I would have picked yours. And they picked the other one for 2 reasons. It was the first offer that came in. Yep. Which he called a deadline, like 4 days later. Doesn't make any sense. But then the other thing, he's like, the only other thing that was different is that they offered a home warranty, which would cover the seller. It's a 4-year-old house. So
That's an interesting one where
like-
the first offer in, that sounds to me like they were buyers and they got shafted at some point and they
Yeah,
are
could've been
paying it
emotional, yeah,
forward.
could've been emotional.
Paying
Yep.
it forward.
Yep, because
It's emotional now,
in a
it's not-
situation where they call a deadline, I almost always intentionally wait to be the last one, especially if it involves an escalation. Because then they can't go out and shop your offer with other people and we always nail it. And
Do you know how many I've lost because they sell before the deadline?
I was told mine, I want to be the first.
Yeah, I do.
Well, if I'm not the first, I'm not gonna be the second, third, or fourth, or fifth. I'm gonna be the,
Right.
if the
I bet
deadline's
you
5
those-
o'clock, I'm
I bet
sending
you
it
they
at
were.
4 with an
I bet
escalation.
you that was an emotional situation that was like, nope.
They got shafted.
Because
in
I
the blitz.
remember somebody talking to, it was another agent that I was coaching and they had a similar situation and they said, no, I want to go with this offer because it's over and it's not as much over as the other one, but they were first and they wrote it clean and it was, so
Yeah.
we're dealing with we're dealing with people. If we didn't have people, this
Business would be easy if people were involved.
We're dealing with emotions, right?
The other,
Yeah.
the other thing that I'm seeing a lot, and I'm also seeing this as we write offers as well, is way less money coming to cover appraisal gaps. Very little guarantees. We won an FHA in multiples this weekend and we were willing to bring $1,000 over appraised value.
I'll echo that. The appraisal gap guarantees, even just having something is better than
Something.
nothing.
Just something.
But it's not the 20 to 50,000 gap guarantee, it's just something.
Yep.
So that's actually a really good point.
Yeah, and it's makes them feel better too, right? You
Right.
have your down payment and your closing costs. What else do you have in the bank that you're willing to throw at this if for some reason they need it?
Yep.
Like, oh, I have $2,000. Perfect, let's do that.
Just
You
it's
might
like
not even
a-
need it.
It's like a feel good, not
It
really,
is,
it doesn't do
and,
much.
and the thing is, it gets the job done. Because
Yeah.
if you're up against someone who doesn't have it, they
Yep.
see it as an extra $2,000.
Yep.
I had one a while ago listing where the buyer's agent calculated what she thought all the other offers would be and did $1,000 over that. So, and she was like the second one in, so offers were coming in at say 320, I have no idea. She did like 322. So from the start, she was the one to beat, and the whole way through, she was always the one to beat, just by adding an extra $2,000 to it.
Escalation clause? Is
Nope,
it?
she just figured, oh, it's a $300,000 house. Most people are gonna come in at 310, I'll come in at 312.
Right.
So just a little bit
Oh,
over.
so you're just saying coming odd, like
I
a.
tell
Odd number, just a little bit over what you think everybody else is.
To piggyback on Trent too, just so that he knows, we always have the conversation with our sellers about being very respectful of the first offers that come in and the first people that book their showings. They're the people that are on the ball. They've got showings set up for their clients. They get in there, they make an offer, and a lot of times that is the offer that we're taking because it's a good offer and the people that come in last feel like they didn't have it together. They didn't have it together to get in there. They're calling me and they're saying, I can't get in. Where's an opening for me? It's like, no, you get on the ball and you get in there and you give a good offer. And we tell our sellers, we're going to be very respectful to those offers. Doesn't mean you have to take it, but be respectful because they'll rescind it. And that happened. I bet we've had 5 rescinded.
Yeah, there's a lot of that happening.
Rescinding, that's happening now
Back
too.
up.
Interesting.
We actually had a listing recently where you talk about an emotional deal going. The letter from the heart actually got the buyer the home. They were like, nope, this person, this situation is is perfect. And this other deal was a cash deal, but it was contingent upon, it's kind of one of those where it was like, I'm like, well, if it was, my house, I would have probably taken that just because it's guaranteed, but they were like, nope, this is the person that should have our house. So, I mean, sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really, it is an emotional decision. It shouldn't be.
Not equal to in our industry.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
there were two things that I posted on Facebook. One was the response to the multiple offers. Did y'all see that? If you didn't, go back and look at it. Great information. It's a great structured email to share details without giving out all the info, but gosh, do I wish I would receive that, because my clients, it's so hard for our clients, right? So I think it's a great practice. And then number two, you guys were talking about, I think Rob posted, how to prove what the highest competing offer is if you have an escalation clause. You don't have to prove anything, even if they ask for it.
Oh, wow.
I posted on there, but I'm not sure everyone saw that. You get to go ahead and say, this is what the sellers want to work with you, and this is their counter.
I just counter it.
You're just countering it. That's all you have to do is counter it. And if they say, what's the proof? Say, we're not providing proof. This is their counter. It's an alternative to their offer. It's a counter to their offer. Okay. So you do not ever have to provide any other copies of purchase agreements from any other client. So you've got a listing at 250 and your highest offer was 260 and the sellers want 270. You can go, we want 270 to one party at a time. Yes or no, move on to the next one. Clear?
You know what's crazy is
Wow.
I know an agent down in Scottsdale whose their market is like insane right now. And she was telling me about these listings that they have down there, are very common, called 72 listings. Have you seen these?
Yes.
And that's what they do. They open it up for offers and then they go back and they counter every single one until they reach a number
That they want.
to take. I'm like, that is insane.
Mhm.
Like,
It takes a lot more
that sounds
skill.
terrible. She's like, oh yeah, there's a 72-hour listing. Like, what's that mean? Yeah. It's crazy.
Well, I'm looking forward to.
Different way of doing
some
Yeah, opportunity. I think there's opportunity.
Getting beat up by buyers.
Yeah, it's happening.
We got one this weekend because of the love letter.
Careful with those love letters.
Yes, for
Could be a
sure.
fair housing violation.
Yeah.
Just be careful with them.
Make sure you include religion, pictures of them.
Oh, for Pete's sake!
Just
believe
promoting
it.
what their story is. I'm just saying, I can see it coming down the pipe that if you participate in submitting or receiving a love letter, that it could be potentially a fair housing violation.
Okay, we're
We're way over time.
over. I appreciate your time. Thank you all so much. Noah?
There were two more off-market ones that I put in the chat here that we did not read off.
Okay,
I got them on the screen behind you, so everyone online got to see them. But one's in Hugo.
poor Brooke. She couldn't get a word in. Okay, at 3-2 Townhome Water's Edge in Hugo, $295. That's a good price, Brooke, at $295.
We'll also include those in the notes and the recap.
Okay, yes, we'll
But
fill.
just for
we'll-
everyone to see real quick, one's in Hugo, one's in Woodbury.
Woodbury, 4-bed, 2-bath, $195.
Nice.
Oh, I showed it. Holy, oh, $195 HOA. I was like, where the heck is a $195 in Woodbury? No, okay, that makes much more sense. $340. Thank you all. Appreciate you. Thank you guys on the screen. Wow.